6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The Justice Minister says the country cannot be governed according to the will of a foreign nation. A circular on using power and fuel cautiously to be issued. The PUCSL approves a request for island-wide power cuts today. The Labour Minister says a 30% EPF benefit issue will be focused during the advisory committee meeting. The government is planning to make all commodities readily available with a price control during the festive season. Sri Lanka reports 1,231 new COVID-19 cases and 25 deaths yesterday. 549 deaths reported due to the elephant-human conflict during the last 5 years. In news overseas, the Queen tests positive for COVID-19. In sports news, Aubameyang scores a hat-trick in Barca win. Justice Minister Ali Sabri says the country can't be governed according to the will of a foreign nation. He said the country should be governed according to the constitution and by the policies elected by the general public. The minister made these remarks during a discussion program at the SLBC yesterday. The minister added that the government will not take decisions to please the overseas human rights watchdogs or any other foreign parties, irrespective of the constitution of Sri Lanka. A circular is to be issued to government institutions and departments today instructing them to take steps to use electricity and fuel cautiously. Accordingly, the circular will be issued to all government institutions today, the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration, J. Ratnasiri, said. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka says that a scheduled power cut would likely be imposed only within the southern province today. The chairman of the commission, Janaka Ratnayaka, says that there would be no need for power cuts in other areas today due to sufficient fuel reserves being available. At a media briefing held yesterday, he said that a power cut of around 4 to 5 hours would have to be imposed. He added that the exact schedule would be announced before 12 noon today. He said the Ceylon Electricity Board and the Public Utilities Commission were able to resolve the matter with great effort and thereby avoid going for a very long power cut. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Department of Labour says a 30% of Provident Fund prior benefit claim procedure is complex and it will be amended soon. The department said a special discussion to amend the procedure will be held at the ministry today. The Labour Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva said attention will be focused on this matter. The matter will be focused during the advisory committee meeting to be held at the ministry today. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawanna says the government is planning to make all commodities readily available with a price control. He said that there is no shortage of sugar and rice in the market today. He added the government has already taken measures to appoint an interministerial committee to address these issues on the verge of the Sinhala and Hindu New Year. Addressing a gathering at a function held in Talawakale, the minister also said some traders are trying to make a fake shortage, intending to make more profits. Meanwhile, the President at the Dambulla Economic Centre, Shantha Ekanayaka, says that there is a slight reduction of the vegetable prices these days. He said the price of a kilogram of green chilies has now reduced to 450 rupees and that was sold at 600 rupees last week. He also said as the harvesting season has now begun in the Jaffna Peninsula, the prices of many commodities will shortly be reduced. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed another 25 coronavirus-related deaths for February 19th, pushing the country's death toll due to the virus pandemic to 15,994. The deaths reported yesterday include 8 males and 17 females, according to the figures released by the Department of Government Information. 12 of the victims are between the ages of 30 to 59 years, while the remaining 13 are in the age group of 60 years and above. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry says that another 1,231 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 within yesterday. This brings a tally of COVID-19 cases registered in the country to 636,837, while presently approximately 23,725 infected patients are undergoing treatment island-wide. That's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
549 deaths have been reported due to the elephant-human conflict during the last 5 years. The Wildlife Department says that the number of elephants existing in Sri Lanka is around 1,600. However, the habitat of elephants is deteriorating due to man-made structures. The department has focused its attention on protecting the elephant habitat and livelihoods with the support of the latest technology.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The health authorities have requested the public to follow the health guidelines strictly as the coronavirus infections crossed the 1,000 mark for the last 2 weeks. This cannot be taken easy, health authorities warn. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardana, said that it is high risk for the public to get involved with large gatherings or get-togethers. He requests the public to refrain from travelling between provinces. He points out that 900 to 1,000 coronavirus patients are still being reported daily in the country. Therefore, he emphasises that the pandemic can spread rapidly again if the public acts irresponsibly.
Coming up, world news.
In world news headlines, Ukraine tensions, the US sounds fresh alarm over Russia invasion fears. The Queen tests positive for COVID-19. 7 children killed in Niger by Nigerian airstrike. The US Secretary of State has said the extension of Russian military drills in Belarus has made him more worried about an imminent invasion of Ukraine. Anthony Blinken said Moscow's decision to keep about 30,000 troops in Belarus next to Ukraine amid raised tension in eastern Ukraine suggests this. His warning came as unidentified US intelligence sources said Russian commanders have been ordered to invade, but Ukraine said talks of an imminent Russian invasion was inappropriate. The Queen has tested positive for COVID, Buckingham Palace has said. The monarch is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week, the palace said. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines, it added in a statement. Her eldest son and heir, the Prince of Wales, tested positive on the 10th of February after meeting his mother on the 8th of February. 7 children have been killed in Niger in an airstrike by the Nigerian army targeting bandits, a local governor and state media have said. 5 more were hurt in the apparently accidental strike, the governor of Niger's Maradi region told the AFP. Governor Chaibu Abubakar said 4 were killed instantly and 3 died on their way to hospital. State TV said the attack happened in Nachade village. Nigerian officials said an investigation has begun. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Ukraine tensions, the US sounds fresh alarm over Russia invasion fears. The Queen tests positive for COVID. 7 children killed in Niger by Nigerian airstrike. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The progress review meeting on the second phase of the BIA terminal development was held recently at the Ministry of Aviation. This mega project commenced in the year 2020 to uplift and upgrade services. Actually, the second phase was commenced by the then President Mahinda Rajapaksa and the former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe. The project was scheduled to be completed within 3 years, but the previous Yahapalaniya government failed to continue this project. As a result, the project got delayed.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928. Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
In soccer, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored his first Barcelona goal by registering hat-trick as they extended their unbeaten run in La Liga to 9 matches with victory at Valencia. Aubameyang, who scored from Arsenal for free on the 2nd of February, slammed with the opener on his first La Liga start. Frankie de Jong tapped in a second and Aubameyang converted from close range despite a VAR check for offside. Carlos Soler pulled one back before Aubameyang notched a fortunate third.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
FCC Bank PLC, the largest entity within the group, reported a profit before tax of 4,326 million LKR and a profit after tax of 3,222 million LKR for the year ended December 31st, 2021. This compares with the PBT of 3,398 million LKR and a PAT of 2,388 million LKR in the year prior.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
And now in economic news, the CBSL Governor Ajit Nivard Cabral noted that the central bank had taken a more holistic view of both the exchange rate and interest rates and that these two were managed to create a more conducive environment for economic activity. Cabral further highlighted the strength of funding lines available to Sri Lanka, inclusive of entirely successful private placements of debt instruments.
The weather report.
The Met Department says a few showers will occur in the eastern province. Showers or thundershowers may occur at several places in the central and the Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the evening or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamu and the central provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts during the morning. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature would be around 31 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 24 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 25 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The Air Quality Index AQI is 26, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. That was about the report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The Justice Minister says the country cannot be governed according to the will of a foreign nation. A circular on using power and fuel cautiously to be issued. The PUCSL approves a request for island-wide power cuts today. The Labour Minister says a 30% EPF benefit issue will be focused during the advisory committee meeting. The government is planning to make all commodities readily available with the price control during the festive season. Sri Lanka reports 1,231 new COVID-19 cases and 25 deaths yesterday. 549 deaths reported due to the elephant-human conflict during the last 5 years. In news overseas, the Queen tests positive for COVID. In sports news, Aubameyang scores a hat-trick in Barca win. That concludes this news broadcast.